Hi everybody, I'm Mucha Marapa from Matrix Global Media and founder of the Golf Professional School of Marketing, where we teach you how to recession-proof your business by becoming truly great at marketing. Marketing of your products, your services, your programs, and of course yourself. Just putting the finishing touches on the third of 3 videos that I wanted to put together. Since the start of the year, I've spent quite a bit of time in various LinkedIn groups, Golf Marketing Best Practices, my own one, the Golf Professional School of Marketing. And it's been really great to have some interaction with industry professionals to find out, what are their thoughts on marketing? How do you go about marketing yourself properly? And I thought it was probably about time that I began to sort of lay down some of my own philosophies on this. So in this video, what I wanted to do was discuss 2 forms of marketing that I see very prominent out in the industry. And I'll go so far as to say, if you are in one category and not the other, you're going to struggle not only this year, but you'll struggle for a while to come. This other category that I talk about is easily implementable. I show you some examples, and I show you some examples based on my own product and the many mistakes that I've made over the years and how I've managed to sort of turn that around in a way that I can sort of confidently now market myself moving forward in all that I'm doing. So there's nothing that you need to sign up for. I just need you to watch this video, be present, and take some notes, because at the end there are a couple of exercises that I recommend you implement. And if you do, it's going to make a huge difference to how you are able to sort of gather information moving forward, and it's really going to just change your overall outlook and confidence about this sort of year ahead, when many are talking about one of the toughest years yet. So thanks very much for taking the time. Enjoy the video, and we've got plenty more where this one came from. Okay, so these are the 2 kinds of marketing that I was referring to in the little sort of video teaser. We are looking at brand marketing versus response marketing. And as I had mentioned to you before, if you go down the route of sort of doing one, there's just going to be nothing but doom and gloom for you as a small business. And I don't mean this to freak anybody out or throw out some huge scare tactics, but let me explain why. Okay, so we've got brand marketing and we've got response marketing, and of course the next thing here is, well, what is exactly the difference? So to start with, when we talk about brand marketing and we talk about response marketing, these are philosophies. These are a set of principles. I don't think anybody sort of, until you're aware of it, wakes up in the morning saying, right, I'm going to be a direct response marketer, or I am a brand marketer per se. But these are principles, thoughts, and philosophies. So with branding, what we're looking at more times than not is it's getting people to remember your name. When you're doing some brand marketing, it's getting your name out there, letting people know where they can find you. And what I mean by that, again, it's putting down a website address or an email, a phone number, where to find you. Whereas response marketing is getting people to act and to buy. So what we're trying to in effect do with response marketing is we are looking to get your target audience to do something. So you go, Mucha, well, something, what is an example of something? Well, in an ideal world, what we would love to have is a scenario where every time we send somebody either to a web page that we have up, or they read a magazine from us, or they get some direct mail, it's pretty much have a look at it. This is what it costs. Go ahead and buy right now. In an ideal world, when we talk response marketing, that's what we want. However, it just tends to sort of be the end product that we're looking for with response marketing, as opposed to that sort of first port of call asking for the sale. So what we're looking to do basically with response marketing is we are aiming for conversion. And the conversion definition is something converted to another use. Now let me elaborate a little bit more on that via what the thesaurus said with conversion and convert. It says win over, convince, persuade. So therefore, with our response marketing, what we're looking to do is we're looking to win our target audience over. We're looking to convince them. We're looking to persuade them to do something. And the different examples of response that we have here, as you can see, is Again, I put at the very top that the was the sale. That in an ideal world is where we want to go. We want people to buy something. However, different examples of a response, website sign up, a request for a brochure, scheduling a consultation, signing up for a free lesson, downloading a coupon, redeeming a voucher, requesting a phone call, completing a survey, quoting a reference number. So, you say to somebody, hey, listen, quote this reference number in order to get something here. Visiting a web page and posting a comment or joining a discussion. So when we talk direct response marketing, we are looking to market directly to a prospective customer. We're asking them for a particular response, and we're also looking to have this happen within a specific timeline. Now, this third one is something that I have learned personally the really, really tough way. A lot of the time, when you leave something open-ended, and particularly in this day and age where we've got some real tough times with the economy and people's perception of value, and inevitably it happens where we probably offer more than sort of not necessarily that we should do, but we offer more bang for the buck. However, we leave it open-ended. We don't say, listen, this is the time scale in order to do that. And I think that works against us, and it certainly works against us if you're not doing it with direct response marketing. So again, we go back to it and I say different, it should be different, not difference, sorry, different examples of response. So, with your marketing, are you asking people to go to your website and sign up? Are you putting an advert in there where there's a request for a brochure? Are you inviting someone to schedule a consultation? Are you telling them that, hey, listen, you can sign up for a free lesson here, or download a coupon, or here's a voucher worth X amount. Go ahead and do that. Complete the survey for us, please. Post a comment on our Facebook page, or join us on Twitter. So I look at my own sort of experience of the whole brand marketing versus direct response marketing. And again, I don't believe anybody, with the exception of sort of some of the PR companies whose job it is specifically to get the brand out there and get the name and to push it forward. I don't think any of us sort of wake up in the morning saying, look, we are going to be brand marketers. But inevitably, unless it's pointed out to us, as I'm doing now with you, we go down the route of brand marketing, and sometimes there can be some pretty tough stories as well. So here are some case studies based on my own offering, with one or two horror stories as well. So with the global group, what I have focused on over the last few years has been golf tours, travel services, and with global tourism and travel as the sort of main roof under which I put these two other offerings on, and purely retail driven things, might I add. I'm going to go down the route in the travel industry as providing more marketing, but my case studies are based on the sort of retail aspect, where I was actually saying to somebody, here are some rounds of golf, or here's a trip to this place or that place, and this is what it'll cost you. And then, of course, in recent times with global media, where there's been a little bit of a change, that's been sort of totally marketing solution related. And as you can see with global media, we've got some offerings like the one-page business website, small business Facebook page. Last year I did some training teaching some folks how to sort of manage social media on behalf of others. But let's start with Matrix Golf Tours. And the whole idea with Golf Tours was providing world-class options with the discerning client in mind. The tours included some fantastic destinations like County Clare, including the wonderful Doonbeg, as you can see here, Lahinch, Ballybunion, the wonderful South Africa garden route, England's Gulf Coast over here in the UK, the northwest of England. And, as we have an office out there in California, just love the whole California offering, including the resort at Pelican Hill, Torrey Pines, Trump National, and of course moving up north to the fantastic Half Moon Bay Links, and of course Pebble Beach. Now, if we look a little bit closer, and if you remember what I said before, when the whole brand marketing part of it is sort of getting your name out and letting people know where to sort of find you, on every single page that I had with those wonderful tours, this was in effect what was at the end of it. We had Matrix Golf Tours, we had the address, we had an email address, and we had a website. Very generic. Now, going back to it, brand marketing, getting people to remember your name, letting them know where to find you, telling them who you are. I would have taken my chances. People would have looked at some of the tours that we do to some of these great properties and places. They would have hopefully remembered. And again, even I'm saying hopefully, but there would have been no real way for me to tell. So when we talk brand marketing, I was as guilty of that as anybody. Direct response marketing, however, is marketing directly to a prospective customer, asking them for a response within a specific timeline. And as you saw, there was nothing there, nor was there any attempt for me trying to get my target audience for the golf tours to do something. So when we look here again, world-class options with the discerning client in mind, a nice catchy slogan, a very nicely put brochure together, a website here at the very top, an image of another great golfing destination out there in China, but nothing else. And as the saying goes, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I wasn't even, it's not even about asking for a sale. It's just asking them to do something next where you can begin to record the interest. So when you have, 2,500 brochures printed as I did, you can at least tell, well, did these bring any form of return on the investment? So now we look at Matrix Golf Events, and what we went down the route of doing was, within some of the great golf destinations that we have, it was putting some events together there. So this was one that I was just so excited about, called the Three Royals, basically playing 3 rounds of golf on 3 of the greatest golf courses, certainly in England, in the northwest here, Royal Lytham and St Anne's, Royal Birkdale and Royal Liverpool. Again, a very nicely put together brochure. We got the images, we really put in a lot of time to get a lot of these printed out. The next one was the Great Irish Links Challenge. Again, how often can you get to play, a tournament in Ballybunion, Lahinch and Doonbeg? So, we went down the route of putting something together which I felt that the golfing purist would really find appealing. We're trying to get your target audience to do something with direct response marketing. Because if you don't ask, you don't get. And believe me, so when I begin to sort of really stress this and say this all the time to you, it's just because I'm applying it to how it did not work for me when I didn't sort of go down the route of making sure I was asking folks to do something. And as a result, you're just sort of looking at a blank sheet of paper, and that's what happened to me. Because when you look at the 2 calls to action here, or my ability to sort of get a response from folks, again, we listed what it all entailed, and we put the phone numbers down, we let people know how and where they could find us, but even the website addresses were just the main basic Matrix Golf Tours addresses. And again, we had in the best region of sort of, a couple of thousand brochures for both tournaments or flyers put together for these. So now we move over to Matrix Travel Services, a collection of luxury options with the discerning client in mind. And what I basically did here was, I took away the golfy element because we had a really good target audience that, maybe they just didn't want to play golf, or if they're away for a week, there would just be 1 round of golf in there and some other activities that they could go ahead and enjoy. And what we did with the travel services, we included the Open Championship and a concierge offering where we could sort of lay on some of the bells and whistles in and around watching the golf itself. There was a trip to one of my favorite cities in the world, Cape Town, where you could stay there and again do the whole sort of winelands, the garden route, and just enjoy yourself in just a truly fantastic city. A trip out to Dubai where we were working with the Address Hotels, who've got a collection of real luxury high-end hotels. And as always, the resort at Pelican Hill, Southern California, we love that. We love that place, and we included it in our travel services. However, this time we got a little bit wise, because as you can see here now, all of a sudden, based on the sort of very lukewarm response on our marketing and brochure with the golf tours, at least I began to sort of put a bit more of a sort of detailed call to action. Instead of it just being totally generic, I was able to send them to a specific page. And what this actually did was it actually took someone to a landing page which I had sort of called opentravelservices.com. So again, was getting a little bit better at asking somebody to do something specific. Hadn't yet got into the whole sort of putting in an autoresponder where we could start a campaign, but at least it was a sort of step in the right direction where folks went from actually seeing an open championship, your dedicated concierge. We then asked them to go to a page where even the branding, here we have the photo of King Louis there winning at St Andrews. We've got what we're doing, what we cover, all relative to the open championship. So we were beginning to move in the right direction. So now we talk direct response marketing, and we say marketing directly to the prospective customer, which we did, ask them for a response, which we did, and we were moving within a specific timeline. You're trying to get your target audience to do something with your marketing. You send something out, be it a direct mail flyer, but a poster on the wall, have a web page, ask them to do something. Because if you don't ask, you don't get. So when I began to look back, particularly with the sort of open interest going to that straight page, what I did then was I created a landing page for the 3 Royals. Okay, we got someone to put their name in and their email address, and I had a series of email responses just going ahead and talking about the open champion, the 3 Royals, I beg your pardon. Now, one of the really interesting things about this here was, while quite a few people sort of turned around and said, yeah, look, this tournament would be of interest, we got in the region of 300 people register their emails with us. And then, of course, I was able to sort of just market England's Gulf Coast in general. So even though the 3 Royals did not get the interest that I had wanted to, and I certainly invested in, because I'd put a page up relative to that tournament, even though people were basically saying, hey, listen, we love the offer, we certainly love the golf courses and what you're putting together, just not on this particular date at this particular time, but we'd love to hear more about this part of the world and the tours that you put together. So that was really, really sort of pivotal for me, and began to do the same thing with the Open Championship. Put some names in, and got just under 300, and it was about 380 emails that we got on the back of the Open Championship by asking people to go to a bespoke page. So what I started doing when I was working with the small business Matrix Global Media, here you can see we began to really go down the route with our clients to sort of get them to send people to dedicated pages. And for JR Travel, what we did was, this was for golf tours in the East Anglia region. So there's a wonderful picture of Aldborough Golf Club there, and we put a video showing all those particular golf courses, and we put subscribe to our newsletter. We went ahead and then changed that to the golf newsletter, where all the information was relevant to golf tours in the area. And once we began to do that with the golf tours offering and the Open Championship offering, we began to sort of build that list, which was absolutely key. So again, when we say brand marketing versus response marketing, what's the difference? Well, branding, you're getting people to remember your name, and we did this very well. Matrix Global Tourism and Travel, lovely sort of landing page once again, or web page, beg your pardon, and we told people that we do travel, golf and events, and we had some contact information. Here we were getting people to remember our name and where they could find us. Again, lovely pictures, lovely images, just showing people about how they can find us, that it looks very good, but not asking them to do anything in particular. Then with direct response marketing, we're getting people to act and buy. So then we moved forward. We had a nice sort of little deal with Lighter Life, the magazine, about sending people over to the Soto Grande Spa over there in Cadiz in Spain. And as you can see, all of a sudden now we are just telling people to do something. And the great thing about response marketing is it grows your list exponentially. We go down this route of saying, oh, how can we build lists? How can we capture data? How can we? Response marketing will do that for you. So with the business one-page website, with the small business small business Facebook page, I beg your pardon, and become a social media manager, what we started doing was making sure that these were, if you like, response marketing furnaces, Response marketing mindset is if you do not ask, you do not get. And response marketing mindset 2 is, give while asking and you shall receive. There was always that saying, ask and you shall receive. Well, with response marketing, what you've got to make sure that you do is give and you shall receive. Now let me show you an example of this. Okay, so in a bid to sort of improve my captive audience for what we were doing on the social media side, teaching people how they can monetize social media, how they can apply it into their business, created a report called 6 of the Best, where we covered that social media cluster of LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blogs, and podcasting. And this is an image of the sort of flyer that went out to many, many places. And as you can see at the top here, it was download your free report and audio program. I specifically created some marketing which was, if somebody does not go to this web page and download this information, then there is nothing else that I can give them. They will benefit from something that I really went ahead and put together and took a lot of time, effort, and energy to put together, but I'm specifically asking somebody to do something. However, I am giving them something as well. And we always talk about a free report or an ethical bribe. There are so many different things that you can do, but this was an example of one of them. With the one-page websites, what I did was, if you like, I created something in the UK folks will be familiar with. I called it an MOT, a website MOT, to determine that somebody's website is indeed fit for purpose. So once again, I was asking people just to go onto the page. Just this was it. You go onto the page. If it's of interest of you, great, go ahead. Give me your email and you can get this in return. If it's not, no problem whatsoever. But it wasn't just going to say, we build websites for you. And if folks then received that flyer and they liked what they saw, they would come to this page, and you can see here again we've got the image. It says, is your website fit for purpose? Sign up for our online tutorial. They had to put their name and their email and sign me up, and then gave a little bit of sort of dialogue on why it's important for them to make sure that they run these regular checks on a website. Talked a little bit about myself. But if you can see the change from putting something together where I send somebody to a direct page like this, and again this just began to build the list just really. And the great thing is, marketing is supposed to both attract and repel. So those not interested in this, this just wasn't something where they felt, look, this is something we need to know more about and learn. They just didn't go ahead and respond, and that's absolutely fine. But the ones that did see the advert, I asked them to do something. And then this was the one about becoming a social media manager, where now, as you can also see, I've gone from these wonderful, aesthetically pleasing brochures for the golf tours and the travel services, photos of Ballybunion and Dubai and South Africa that look great, to some pretty crude, blatant sort of big headline, bullet point, go do something stuff. And it's been an absolute game changer for me. It really has. So this one was about fancy getting paid to be on Facebook. I put some bullet points there, free training course, go to this page, and once again, give while asking and you shall receive. And then this was the page, the become a social media manager. There was a download here. Here I was sitting just saying, hey, listen, there's some incremental revenue you can make by managing social media on behalf of other people. And again, was able to grow that list really exponentially. Took some time to record some audio and put some videos together, which I shot in the dining room. It was very it was great, just put them together. But as you can see, this whole give and you shall receive, this is what I put on the page. So basically, it was response marketing. And then finally, talking about some Facebook landing pages. Again, the big old headline, if your business is not on Facebook, you may well be missing out. And this was a small business Facebook page.com, a bespoke landing page, as you can see here. And when folks went over there, I had a video of Facebook on location where I went out and sort of shot something just to show the similarities between sort of socializing and being on Facebook. Now, this was interesting. As you can see, we had the email sort of response, and it finished. All right, I sent a few emails out, and as you can see, it was hi, and the person, we said, it's time to say cheerio for a short while I work on a few more things. And so this was the last email, but can you see here? I even provided a coupon that they could download. So I said, I think after this training, I think a Facebook landing page will be great for you, but go ahead and download this coupon anyway and just keep with you. And as you can see, this coupon was £25 off the first purchase they make for any of the products or services. So once again, just going down that whole route of saying to somebody, go ahead and download this coupon. Give and ask and you shall receive, right? So here I am, I'm giving. I've given a report. I've sort of sent some emails, and now I've given them a coupon that they can download, where if there's anything throughout the Matrix offering they like, they actually get £25 off that first purchase. And you see, here is the page, for example. This is the sales page, and this is too often what we do. We just sort of have something to sell and we go straight away onto the page without anything in between. So technically speaking, some folks could go ahead and redeem that £25 off their first purchase. Seems like a lot of work for just one sale, you might be saying. You get the report, you get the landing page, you get the emails, you get the coupon. But hey, this is the whole thing. You're marketing and subsequently selling to many. So yes, there's initial sort of groundwork that you really sort of need to go ahead and put together. But once you do that, there could be sort of one person, or there could be 1,000 people getting this information. They're all getting that same email. They're all getting that invitation to download the coupon. And the truth of the matter is, why should anyone just buy from you, me, or anyone else? Okay? And what I mean by that is, here I am, here's a page, and I'm saying to you, give me your money, please. I'm going to do a great service for you, but I would like you to part with your money. So I need to justify the fact that, hey, this will be a good sale. I need to incentivize the person. I need to demonstrate that, yeah, look, I actually know what I'm talking about, and I'm not just sort of in there for the quick hit, for want of a better word. So yeah, part of response marketing very much means that you've got to really work it. You've got to campaign it, because it's a big deal by asking someone to part with their cash. We need to earn that right. So once again, we're looking at these ways that you can receive a response once you create some marketing information. There's a website sign up, request for a brochure, schedule a consultation, sign up for a free lesson if you're a golf teacher. Encourage people to say, hey, listen, just give me a call and sign up for a free 45-minute lesson or an assessment. Download a coupon, you saw that, redeem a voucher, request a phone call, complete surveys, quote a reference number, vitally important. Put an advert in the paper or a local radio station or something. Just say, quote this reference number in order to receive this. Then you're doing some response marketing. Visiting a website, believe it or not, the number of adverts I see where we're not saying go to a web page, and specifically a landing page, and then of course posting a comment or joining a discussion. And remember, response marketing will grow your list exponentially. Brand marketing versus response marketing, you now know the difference. All the marketing you create must be carefully crafted to get a response. Now I'm going to say that again. All the marketing you create from this point must be carefully crafted to get a response. And you go to the Golf Professional School of Marketing landing page. We've got two. If you look over here, there's some free audio training where I've done this. Listen, I'm going to say this myself, but it really is interesting insight where I say being great at marketing is like having a great short game. So there's some audio, but again, I'm saying give me your email address and listen to the audio. If folks think, well, I'm not necessarily interested in being great at marketing, perfect, no problems. Then I'm repelling just as much as I am attracting. So, final thoughts and conclusions. Well, I'm a great example of that. I showed you some of the great brochures that I spent a lot of money on creating. just to sort of make the right sort of impression. So I more than most can tell you that few small marketers set out to be brand marketers by design or on purpose. I didn't turn around and say, oh, look, let me get the name out here and let people know sort of where to find me. In many ways, I was following a lead, and I was sort of in tune with the aesthetics of what I was selling. But, it's one of the big things that you need to be aware of. We've gone into business to provide goods, products, services, packages, programs, etc. in exchange for money. That's it at the end of the day. Now, what we do with that money is a whole different thing. It might be to sort of support your business, provide security for your family, all sorts of different things, some non-profits, some charities, but that's why we have gone into business. So we therefore need to spend far less time obsessing on how good we actually look via our marketing, and focus a lot more energy on crafting messages that explain how we provide solutions, how we can solve problems, and together we've got to provide evidence of this. So as highlighted in this video, all our marketing needs to be designed to get a response from our target audience of choice for that particular campaign. Now, this is a really interesting one. When I say get a response from our target audience of choice for that particular campaign, this is where you've got to really break down and segment your market, your target audience, and your campaigns even further. As you diligently start focusing on becoming great at direct response marketing, which, by the way, anyone can learn. This is the great thing about direct response marketing. Folks say, well, I'm not a marketer. I don't know what to do. It's just about learning these procedures, how to automate, put this system in place. Your brand will be inevitably enhanced and your list will grow exponentially. So let me repeat this. There's a lot of people who say, well, you've got to get your brand out, and you've got to let people know who you are and sort of what you're about and so on and so forth. Totally agree. I totally agree. However, those things will happen when you become great at direct response marketing. Above all else, and this is key, particularly with not a lot of money out there, you will be able to track, tweak, amend, test, monitor, and know exactly how effective your marketing is, and whether you're indeed getting a return on your investment. So, if you have a landing page that says, if you're interested in this, please go to this page, and you check and you're only getting, 5 visits a month, you're able to tweak it. Maybe it's the message, maybe it's what the call to action is, maybe it's the product that you need to sort of just adjust a little bit. But that's what happens with direct response marketing. Now, homework time. And I'm having a bit of a chuckle here because this lovely lady is Dr. Shari Corbett. Shari's based out in Los Angeles, California. She is one of my clients who I'm so proud to be working with. And just to let you know, Shari, when Tiger was having a few issues to deal with a couple of years back, Shari was actually brought in by Fox News to sort of offer some assessments and some feedback on exactly, what the whole sort of addiction thing was about with Tiger and with others. So, it's fair to say if Shari was a golfer, she'd be a major winner. She's that great. But, we always have a laugh because when I'm sort of showing her some work and saying something, she always ends up by saying, okay, Melissa, what's my homework? So that's where I'm sort of saying homework time. And as you can also see, Shari has become a very accomplished direct response marketer. She went ahead and created a wonderful 3-part audio program, a complimentary program in this whole sort of, give and ask and you shall receive. So again, Shari is just a great role model to look at, and somebody who I'm very, very proud of. And as you can see here, Shari's been very happy with sort of the work that I've done. And down here she does say that I'm a bit of a taskmaster, but hey, I just want to show you that sort of when you do put some homework in, some great things will happen. So what is the homework for you on this occasion? What I'd like you to do is take a look at 5 marketing initiatives that you have done over the last year. And from these 5 initiatives, what was the ratio of brand versus response marketing? Okay, so from 2011, find a poster that you had, maybe for a members competition, maybe an email blast that you sent out to the members, something on your website in particular, some adverts, a number of things. But I need you to find 5 marketing initiatives you've done over the last year. And from these 5, what was the ratio of brand versus response marketing on there? So you might have something and you say, right, out of these 5, 4 were brand related and 1 was response marketing, or 5 were brand and 0 were response marketing, because this will give you an idea what's been going on either consciously or otherwise. Okay. The main website or main email address for the call to action does not count. So you saw a lot of my marketing, for example, where I went ahead and said, with the golf tours, and the tournament, I had the tournament, looked great, played these great courses, and the call to action was just the main website or the mail email address. So that does not count. And as you can see over there, that's what I'm referring to. Now, examples of some of the initiatives that we're talking about. Did you have an instructional article, a bespoke landing page, a retail offer? Were you offering consultancy, a club event, a tournament? Were you inviting people to go on a golf vacation? Membership recruitment, sponsorship request, advertising, website, email newsletter, or social media? Homework assignment number 2. I would like you to create a 3-step direct response marketing initiative that includes a voucher or a coupon as a prompt of sorts for what you are looking to sell. So let me give you an example on this. Step 1, create your offer. Maybe it's a pro shop sale that you're doing, or a golf lesson that you want to put together. You might say, get rid of your slice, golf course, or short game school. Then what you want to do is you need to create a coupon or a voucher for that offer that you're putting together. It may again even be a consultancy that you've got, and you say, here's a coupon or a voucher to have a free consultancy or a critique of your website or something. Hopefully you're getting the message. So step 1, create the offer. Step 2, create a coupon or a voucher. And it does not have to be, I don't want you thinking, oh, I can't design something, or I can't go down the route of asking my graphic designer to do that. It doesn't have to be a physical coupon that you show. You can sort of just draw something on a Word document, or you can just sort of give them a code for something. It doesn't have to be something necessarily that they download. If the whole internet IT downloadable things would be a bit of a challenge to you. Step 3, market it. Okay, so step 3, you've got to actually go ahead and let people know how you have this. You're going to put a poster up. Is it going to be in the pro shop on the counter there? Do you do an instructional article in a magazine? Are you going to put it on your Facebook page? You must market it. And as part of the call to action, this is step 4, make sure you tell the one responding to do something in order to benefit. So, for example, again, here is JR Travel, and this is their website. They're a client of ours, and if you see here, it's quite faint, but they do a trip to the dog stadium. So what we did with JR Travel, we went ahead and we said, okay, let's highlight a bespoke offer. So this is like step 1 for you. What's the offer? Special offer. What's the offer? And then what we did was to the JR database, we sent an email about the stadium nights. And then this was the landing page that we sent the folks to. So here we go. Step 1, we created the offer. And then we sent an email about the stadium nights, specifically talking about that offer. And step 2, we directed them to a landing page. And as you can see here, it just explained what they got. A bit of talk here. And as you can see over here in the corner, there was £5 off your next booking. So when they went onto that page, they were able to go ahead, download this coupon, and get £5 off their next booking. So in effect, this trip that was normally £15 would actually cost them 5, which was at 10. There's my arithmetic for you. So with your online call to action options, you can like a Facebook page, you can ask them to follow you on Twitter, you can say go to the website, or you can create a bespoke landing page. And as you can see, while we're sort of on the topic of social media and all the rest of it, I could do with a favor of you actually going to the Golf Professional School of Marketing Facebook page, because we could do with a few likes ourselves. And by the way, one thing I wanted to sort of explain while we're on the topic of this, because I've been putting some landing pages up like these are not difficult to put together, particularly via this wonderful application called WordPress. And in some future teachings, I'm actually going to show you how easy it is to do. So don't be freaked out by that. And of course, you can go to your designers if they're sort of able to sort of update something for you. Okay, and as I said, I could do with a little bit of help on my own Facebook page there. And another thing, please come onto LinkedIn, and join the Golf Professional School of Marketing. We've got a good bunch of people there. Not many at the moment, but some really great people that do a lot of interaction. And I'd love it if you would follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/MatrixMucha. Come ahead, because I go ahead and share some things, but I just let you know what's going on as well, and it'll be really great to touch base with you. So this video has gone on for a while, but I'm hoping that you can sort of see the value in it and you can adopt a few things. And more than that, just a mindset moving forward about the difference between brand marketing versus response marketing. You now know the difference. And in next time's training, we are going to cover the 3 M's of marketing. And they cover the what, the who, and the how. And folks, as important as this sort of brand versus response marketing has been, this is even more key to you. So I hope that you can join me for this. And a big shout out to my man Scott Siefelin out over there from Grand Rapids GolfLesson.com, because Scott was the one, when we were talking about, guys, when you think of marketing, what do you think of? He said the key things that really got me thinking, you know what, Scott, you are spot on, and this will be a great lesson. So big thank you to Scott. I really appreciate it. If you have an opportunity to see what Scott's doing, and as you can see here, this is response marketing deluxe. I love this. Like us for £50 or dollars, I beg your pardon, to towards your coaching. Here you go. Book a lesson online. Click here to sign up exclusively. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. And as I said, Scott, really appreciate your support. Scott was the first one to actually go ahead. Where are we on the Facebook page? He liked my Facebook page as well, so this is why I wanted to just go ahead and sort of really acknowledge him and say thank you for that. And as you can see, here we are on the Golf Professional School of Marketing. We've got some great guys here. We're asking some questions, so I'd love you to join us here as we move forward on this. And there you go. There's my man Scott, who was the first like on the page there. And I'd just love it if more of you can come on, because we're going to be offering more and more content moving forward. And a big thank you to Eddie Bullock as well. Eddie has very kindly agreed to join me on a podcast very soon to talk about the golf industry, marketing in general. Eddie's the current captain of the Professional Golfers Association over here in the UK, and so it's going to be absolutely terrific to speak to him. But Eddie's been a fantastic source of support, as Scott has as well. So thanks, guys, and I look forward to continuing to work very closely with you. So for the 3 M's of marketing, however, I'm going to need you to register your email address. Okay, this first one, I just wanted to sort of lay the foundation about the whole difference between response and brand marketing. I thought that was very important, and like I said, even if you just do nothing else other than watch this video, understand it, do your homework, you will really benefit from this. But in order to get the future teachings from me that I'm going to provide, I'll need you to register your email address on this page here. So please go ahead and do that, and we can let the teaching continue. So this is Mucha Marapa, and I just want to say a big thank you for joining me, and I look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon.